Hey folks, Twisha Christian. Today I'm going to be discussing Kim Clement's the Prophetic stock BBB. Now, I've discussed BBB, which is Brixton Metals, in the past, and then I recently did a video, and because people are still asking me, do I still think it's the Prophetic stock? Because there are other BBBs like BBBY, BBBT, but I'm going to show you there is only one BBB. Now, first, before I get started, just to let you guys know, I am not a financial advisor. I am just doing the research on prophetic stocks, and I'm giving you the information and sharing my opinion. Now, first, before we actually start discussing BBB, I'm going to go ahead and show you the video of Kim Clement and the prophecy. So I'm going to go ahead and play that right now, because that's the whole premise of why we are investing in BBB, Brixton Metals.
Very seldom do I listen to the news. My wife will tell you, my family will tell you, I'm clueless most of the time. And that's because I choose to do that, so that if I hear something, it's fresh. I heard something the other day as well, BBB. And I said, can you make it a little bit clearer? People must invest. That's one of the things they should invest in. Well, I feel like he's holding it back because you have to search it out yourself. Imagine if I told you, well, you need to invest in such and such a thing, market, and it didn't work out for you. You know, you could turn around and take me to court or whatever. I think that could be one of the reasons. The other reason is probably that God would like you to search it out for yourself and find out. BBB. And then there's another thing.
All right, so you heard the prophecy, right? I heard something the other day as well, BBB. It said people must invest. That's one of the things they should invest in. He's holding it back because you have to search it out yourself. All right, so that's what we did. We did the research. For me, I came to the conclusion by researching every single company that had 3 letters of B. But there's actually only one BBB stock. Looking at Brixton Metals, it came down to 12 cents. Right, and I believe I picked up some more at that time because I saw how cheap it was. And one of the things that I've noticed is that I think that some of these stocks, these prophetic stocks, that a lot of times they go down really, really low. And you got to remember, there is a spiritual battle going on. And if there is a prophetic stock, the enemy is going to try to come against it. And we know one of the ways that they do that is through shorting the stock. So I saw some news flashes. You see here, Brixton Metals drills 19.25 GT gold over 11. You know what? I can't even understand the whole thing. But at the Trapper target on its Thorn project. Now, Brixton Metals has a lot of different projects that are going on right now. You can go to the Brixton Metals webpage at brixtonmetals.com, and they will show you where they are drilling at. They have what is called the Hog Heaven Copper, Gold, Silver project in Montana, USA. And then they have locations in Canada. All right, so you can check that out. And you can check out all their news. Now, I don't understand drilling results. Right? I have no clue, no idea. And maybe at some point, I'll maybe try to learn a little bit. And I'm looking to see if anybody else has dissected the results. But I wasn't able to find any. So going back to, there's only one BBB. Now, you could have made money off of the other BBBs. I did do a video, and I actually kind of went over each one, and I looked at their highs, and I looked at their lows. You know, and you could actually, could have made money off each one of these when we first started researching BBB. But these are not the BBB that God intends us to invest in. All right, so when I pulled this up, or anytime that I type in BBB stock, the only stock that ever comes up is Brixton Metals. It's not BBBY. It's not BBBT. Right now, when you go to the Canadian Venture Exchange, right, you can see here, as I have here on my Google, CVE, that's the Canadian Venture Exchange, BBB. Right, that is the stock that we are supposed to invest in. But in the OTC markets, it's actually listed as BBBXF because it is technically a foreign stock that trades on the CVE listed as BBB. So I know for a fact 100% when I wanted to go back over, why I think it's BBB, and just looking at it and knowing the recent news, I just had this overwhelming feeling this thing is getting ready to take off, whatever God's plan is for this. So that's the reason why the Kim Clement Prophetic stock, Brixton Metals BBB, this is it, because there's only one listing in all the United States and Canada and all that's listed as BBB, right? No other extra letters or anything like that. So going back, they did release some recent news. And so I was trying to do some research, trying to figure out what was going on. I actually placed an order on Friday, but it actually never went through. And one of the reasons why that it didn't go through is because for some reason my order was halted. And then after the halt was over, apparently it went up, and there was nothing that I could do. I was at work and I didn't even know it went up from the price that it was at. But let me go ahead and read this. The IIROC trading halt BBB. All right, so apparently the IIROC is responsible for halting certain stocks. So this came out on November 11th. The following issues have been halted by IIROC Company, Brixton Metals Corporation, TSX Venture symbol BBB. All issues, yes. Reason, at the request of the company, pending news. The halt time on the 11th was at 1:59. So the IIROC can make a decision to impose a temporary suspension, halt of trading in a security of publicly listed company. Trading halts are implemented to ensure a fair and orderly market. The IIROC is the national self-regulatory organization which oversees all investment, dealers, and trading activity on debt and equity marketplace in Canada. And then going to Yahoo Finance on the 12th, it says trading resumed at 10 a.m. Right? So even after I put in my order when it was halted, and I didn't realize that it was halted. Even when you go to your app, and you are already invested in a company, that it would pop up or anything like that. No, you actually have to look at the news. That's why we have to pay attention to each and every one of these. And that's why I can't focus on certain types of news all the time. Like, the political news, right? Everybody's so absorbed in political news, reading what's going on, and we're missing certain things that are happening within the prophetic stocks. And that's one of the reasons why I watch very little news on the dinar, because I'm trying to focus on finding this content and then getting this content out. A lot of people don't know about Brixton Metals. When I go to Reddit or I go to Twitter or to Facebook, there's hardly anybody talking about it, right? So this is an opportunity that once this thing does pick up, and it could be very, very soon, that you guys are in first, right? So this video here, I'm leaving it on the Patreon at least through next week. All right, so when I went to Twitter, people were talking about it, and this person here posted Brixton Metal was halted. And so there is a little talk about some of the people that are involved in this. And, other people are saying, they plan on buying more as soon as the halt is removed. And there's somebody else also talking about buying more once the halt is lifted. So I think that's a very good thing, because there's very little people talking about it. So currently right now, BBBXF is listed in USD as far as 0.159 cents. Now, when I was talking to you earlier, and it was on the Canadian dollar, so it showed 20 cents Canadian dollar, and US almost 16 cents per share. At this point, I believe that I'm just going to go ahead and just change my order, and probably put in a lot more, because I think that we are on the verge of whatever their plans are, that this stock eventually, God's purpose, is going to take off. For those of you who have not invested in this stock, Now, one of the things that people are going to ask, where do you buy it? How do you buy it? Now, in the OTC markets, when you use like Fidelity or Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade, when you upload money, it could take anywhere from 3 to 5 business days before you can actually use that money to purchase a stock in the OTC markets. BBBXF is the symbol you would use, like if you went to Fidelity, go and purchase the stock. Now, in my experience, right there, you have TD Ameritrade, you have Charles Schwab, which they're both connected to each other. TD Ameritrade will charge you $6.50. I believe E-Trade charges you as well for the stock when you go to buy it. Charles Schwab does not charge you, but I don't like using Charles Schwab so much. I prefer for Charles Schwab, I prefer Fidelity. Now Fidelity, I have uploaded money and it only took 3 business days in order for me to go and purchase an OTC stock. So if you are going to do this and you need to move quickly, then you need a Fidelity account. And then the next account I would use after that would be Charles Schwab. But if you're trying to purchase a stock, that's what you would do, is you would go to Fidelity, sign up with a trading account with Fidelity, and upload money into that Fidelity account. So this is very interesting. I'm very excited. So you have this news that's been coming out. I don't understand the results, but from what I understand, that the results are looking good. You can go to their YouTube channel. Right, so you can go to Brixton Metals Corporation YouTube channel. Everything about what I'm sharing here with you right now, as far as the site and all that information will be down below in the description. All right, so what you want to do is you want to go and you want to look at some of the videos and some of the things that they are talking about. And just do a general search and look at what other people are saying about Brixton Metals over the last year. Right, there's tons of videos you can go and look that's discussing this. And I think that if they weren't really having the results, you wouldn't see the kind of talk as far as when the CEO was being interviewed and all that. So I believe everything is very, very positive with all of this. And then also too, you can go to the Brixton Metals Twitter page as well. Make sure that you are following. So like with all investments, it goes up, it goes down. Now come Monday, I don't know where this stock is going to go. Now it can go down, it can go up, but there's already anticipation and people are going to be buying it up. We need to keep our eye on this as much as possible. Come next week, I'm going in even more, and we're going to go from there, and we're going to see where this takes us. Right? I think with the anticipation of releasing certain results with their mining, I think it's going to drive the stock up. Now, since this is a prophetic stock and you know that the shorts are going to come against this, now going back and looking at the percentage of the volume of BBBXF, and as far as it's shorting, there's not a lot. There's some volume. There's some short volume here. Now, these guys, most of these guys can be in trouble. Percentage of the volume shorted on November 11th was 82%. The day before, 73%. The day before that, 68%. On November 8th, 98% of the volume was shorted. That's absolutely insane. And it looks like Fintel's is also correct as far as the short interest. And of course on here it's not showing me the fails to deliver. And going to the fails to deliver, it looks like it's not really showing me anything here. Yeah, it's not giving me any updated information on the fails to deliver. I think that's going to be important as we go into the winter time and with the release of the news. I'm excited, folks. I'm excited for what's coming down the line. We're going to keep a watch of this. Now's the time to get in my opinion. And we'll see where God will take us with this particular stock. So I thank you guys for listening. If you guys like these videos, the Patreon and the PayPal link is down below in the description if you want to support what that I am trying to do and what I'm trying to bring you. And I thank you for all that who do support. So again, thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.